Welcome back to Deep in State. I'm your host, Nick Hawks. On today's episode, we have Nguyen, the co-founder at Inferix. This episode is sponsored by Goldhawks & Associates, the most experienced DePIN consultancy in the space. We help projects develop strategy, messaging, and token incentives. We'll have a little bit more on us later in the show. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, smash the bell, all the things that helps us bring great guests like Nguyen to you. Nguyen, thanks so much for making the time and coming on. Let's talk about Inferix, man.
Hi, Nick. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. No, I'm psyched. Let's start with the background. Who are you? Like, what's your background and how did you come to Inferix?
I'm Nguyen Bui. I had 7 years experience in crypto. I had an MBA in NTU and University in Singapore.
Okay.
So I already was CMO at Tomochain, the layer one crypto project in Vietnam. And then I was also Chief Strategy Officer at 𝐶𝐞𝐏𝐈���, which is also popular project in Vietnam. And in the last one run, I had I found a game studio, building some games, and it's my journey with crypto is finding the real use case, and I found Freddy, with my co-founder of Inferix. We saw the real use case. We crowdsourced the GPU and make the rendering faster, and that's how we started Inferix since middle last year. Yeah.
Okay. And GPUs are all the rage. In fact, I'm building a little AI computer right now. I just got in the latest part, which is this, I don't know, central processor fan. So it's super exciting to see what you guys are doing. But tell me and tell folks watching this, what does Inferix do? How's this? Yeah, how does it work?
Yeah, I often say for two crypto guys, in short, we compete with render network. But actually, Inferix, we crowdsource unused GPU globally using blockchain technology. And we have a software layer which is connect with rendering engine to make the 3D rendering faster. And we are developing the AI inference, the MVP for AI inference, like with stable diffusion. So the AI artists can upload pre-trained model or generate the AI art on our platform faster. Imagine if you use one PC or one laptop with good rendering GPU, it could take you like 10 or 20 hours to render 3D video. But also in just your laptop and PC, you can use Inferix to render in only 1 hour. That's how it's different.
Yeah, it's super cool. And you guys are coming out with this proof of rendering piece so that you can, render with any engine that you're already familiar with. So you don't have to learn anything new. You can just use the network that you guys have built. Is that right?
Exactly. Our platform have a software layer that support major popular rendering engines. So the designer don't have to learn the new rendering engine. It's the major popular rendering engine already there on Inferix for you to render. That's our big advantage. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then this is a DePIN in the sense that it's decentralized, basically GPUs. Now, it looks like if I'm looking at the map, when I looked at it this morning, there's pretty concentrated locations in northern Vietnam and Korea, and then Netherlands and Switzerland, but they're distributed around the world. Is it pretty important that these GPUs are distributed across locations, or could they all be in one kind of big server closet and it wouldn't make that much of a difference? Like, what are the advantages of being distributed physically?
Distributed is very important, as you can leverage the GPU all over the world with the pretty good price. Many designers, they have a good rendering GPU, and they can connect. They plug into our network to contribute to the our rendering network, and also like GPU in North America can prove that our broad coverage of the network. And as I say, the designer can become our GPU provider. So distributed is very important. And thanks to distributed, we can cut the cost of the rendering for the studio, for the designers. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's super cool. It's neat to see, a project with the kind of magic of today's interest, which is this combination of AI and DePIN. You hopefully should do super well. Let's see. And I'm seeing that there's a bunch of GPUs that are available. What kind of usage do you guys have right now? What are you seeing with the MVP or wherever you are?
Yeah, our MVP are available on our website with designer, studio, Web3 games, or anyone want to render 3D video can use the Blender Cycle engine, can use our MVP to render, and this GPU is involved in the providing the compute for the rendering. You can choose the GPU we want on our network for the faster rendering compared to if you render on your own laptop or on your PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
No, rendering on your own laptop is slow. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's take a quick break and we'll talk about today's sponsor, Gold Hawks and Associates. We're a DePIN consultant firm helping projects with strategy, messaging, and token incentives. We run a blog for founders over at goldandhawks.com, produce this show, and most importantly, work with the core teams and communities of your favorite projects in the space to ensure tokenomics and incentives are fully aligned to build out some of the most badass physical infrastructure networks in the world. If your project needs help with any of these, check out goldandhawks.com. Okay, so Nguyen, as we talk about this being a DePIN, one of the questions everyone has is, or really kind of two parts, is it on mainnet? And if not, when is mainnet launching? And then what chain will it be on? Let's start with the first one. When is mainnet launch?
Yeah, product mainnet is important to us. We expect to launch our mainnet at the end of Q3 or in Q4. Currently, our Web2 project, which already started 5 years ago, have 260,000 designers who use our platform, and they can use our mainnet product with very better cost, with lower cost and faster. Yeah. To render. Then we try our best to launch the mainnet at the end of Q3.
Okay, so end of Q3, Q4, that sounds pretty reasonable. And then what chain is this going to be on? What are we looking at?
We got support quite a lot from IoTeX with L1 in DePIN, and they also got a lot of investment to support on. But also IoTeX will have a to-go multi-chain to Solana, Polygon, which is two major popular blockchain for render and with a lot of liquidity. So yeah, we deploy on IoTeX and IoTeX help us go multi-chain.
Okay, super cool. And then how do people participate? Can I take this mega computer I'm building and just drop it in there? Do I need to have any kind of specific requirements? How do I participate as a normal member?
Yeah, currently we have an OG campaign to welcome the GPU provider. So you have studio, you have a good PC with rendering GPU, you can join very easy with MVP on our website. Yeah. And if your studio want to render or partner with us, let me know. You can use our MVP to render. You enjoy work, your production.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not bringing anything crazy. It's what is it, 3 4070s? So yeah, it's like enough for me to have fun at home with a little private LLM, but might help out a bit. And that's super cool to see. And then where do people find out more? It's Inferix.io. Is there anywhere else they should go? Kind of what's your main method of reaching folks?
Yeah, on our Twitter, we have a dashboard which show on the GPU or all over the world connect on our network. MVP on our website. We also have a docs.inferix.io. You can take a look at our docs there. We update more. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I'll drop links to all of those in the description. Thanks a ton for coming on and giving us a quick kind of once over of Inferix. Super excited to have you back on when we get to the launch. Again, thanks, man.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much.